In this video, we will review the technique for determining the lengths and positions of the links, the crank and the follower, in order to get this coupler, this the L-shaped coupler here, um, to select the position so that it will move in these three positions shown. So in other words, we want to start out, this thing is pretty much horizontal, the bottom piece here tilts back, maybe it's picking up some marbles, and then by the time it gets to here, it's going to tilt in the other direction so that the marbles will roll into the hopper. So the first thing that we need to do is we're going to put in, just connect these points here. Let me back up for a second. I want to do this on several different sketches, so I'm going to create a new sketch first. Okay. And so then the links are going to connect to this endpoint here. And so I'm just connecting these points. And then I'm going to put in some perpendicular bisectors. So you can see if I position this just right, it will SOLIDWORKS will automatically make that perpendicular. And then I want to make sure I get the midpoint of this other line right here and put in a bisector there. And then I'll just extend these. I have this extension button turned on here. Okay, so this point right here will be the pivot point for a link that will move from this point over to this point and then over to this third point, right? So in other words, when we did the original bisector, say just between these 2 points, any link that is placed anywhere on this line will move from here to here. And when we did the bisector between these 2 points, any link that's placed, pinned anywhere on this line is going to move us from here to here. But it's only this one unique point that will move us through all 3 points. In other words, we can create a link now that will move through all these 3 points. In fact, I'll just go ahead and put in an arc to show that. So we're going to be there, and you can see it's going to go all the way over to here. Okay, so now we can see that. I'm just going to switch that to construction line. So now we can see that if we create a link that connects here, it will in fact move to there and then to there. So now we need to do the same thing for the follower, which is going to connect to this top pivot point. So in this case, we want to start there and then go up to here and then over to here. And again, we'll create a perpendicular bisector for that line, and then also for, again, I want to make sure I grab the midpoint there. Okay, and then again, we'll just use this trim command to find this other point. So that's the other pivot point. And if we go ahead and put in an arc, right, it's going to start at that point right there and end up over here. So this link that starts out down here, you can see is going to follow this path and end up over here. So at this point, we have the locations of the pivot points for the crank and the follower, and I'm going to pick up from here on the next video.